This video has to do with a further clarification having to do with soul and spirit. Now, in traditional Christian circles, when the soul is is fallen, and that the spirit is to be to be the leader in terms of your development, and actually that's true. The elder should serve the younger. The soul is, you can say, the soul might be first, and that the spirit should be the lead, The way I see it is like this: the soul is like the hard drive on a computer, and the spirit is like the internet. So whatever you decide when you're coursing through the internet you want to retain, you put it in your hard drive. You store it, either a picture or video or whatever, or what have you. So the same thing is true with our spiritual walks, And one thing about the spiritual walk, you have to get beyond this idea that the spiritual walk is some ethereal, super nebulous thing. So it's really like another way to say it is like an advanced science application, something that has not quite been determined or figured out, or it's an advanced view of the world. Because truly, if you could know things ahead of time through the spirit and confirm it, and actually know that it's true and viable in that, then there's no limit to what you can know about, and no limit to all the major advancements that could be done on this planet and elsewise when that. So this, but somehow now back to Christian circles now that they're getting this thing about the sin. And there is a sin, but the sin is just being submissive to Mark. So if the soul or the spirit, whichever, is in its lower stage of development, say it's like a baby, you can say yes, all people were born in sin, meaning that they're all born at the beginning when that doesn't mean that the sin takes on a negative connotation, or that Jesus has to come here to die for the sin, which is another misrepresentation. Jesus doesn't come. He may have died, but he didn't come to die here for anybody's sin. And it's dubious whether or not he even got raised from the dead for the most part. And it's not important whether he rose from the dead. He rose from the dead by his being in this vibration in the first place is like being in death and so on. And then he has to further die on the ground, and then come up and be raised from the dead. I mean, that's sort of a relativistic term in that. So, there's other books out there about soul development. You have the books by Watchman Nee, Spiritual Man, and maybe St. John of the Cross's books, the Son of Mount Carmel, Dark Night of Soul, and Flame of Love, and maybe a few other trace writings out there. Not much is said, Everybody seems to sort of blur it all into one. But and then of course there's the heart. Up until recently, I had thought that the heart was the same as the soul or the mind, but I found out that the heart has to do with the chakra in the body, which somehow the heart's in the same vicinity of it. Doesn't mean that the physical heart is a chakra like a power source. And times when I was sitting down, watching people go by, I would notice that those who were, born of the spirit, whatever, what have you, had the fire lit up in their chest one night, and those, of course, who weren't, didn't have it there. So, of course, see these things in the spirit, and also get the corresponding witness with it. And that's important. It's not just seeing something. Because then how do you discern between something that's a figment of your imagination or something you just conjured up on your own? It has to have the witness to go with it. So, and the witness confirms it. So the thing is that the spirit and the soul work hand in hand, and the soul is subservient to the spirit of that individual, and then whatever that person gets shown, he deposits that information into his soul, like a retainer, and that whatever's left there after what he's picked up in the spirit first, it basically becomes his Bible, his book that he should know about, different than what somebody else has found out by themselves or not. But to go to an existing Bible and make that all-inclusive usage for everybody on the planet or not, I mean, it's really that's really a reach. And then again, the message of Jesus was about becoming conscious. Whatever I see the Father do, that I do. Whatever I see the Father say, I say. Blah blah blah. Following all this stuff here. Anyway, so that's enough said about that.